Dirtfish Rally friends, for the last time from the Toyota Stadium here at Rally Japan. Rally Sundays can occasionally be a bit processional. We got up this morning thinking, well, you know, it's all kind of been decided. And that all changed. That all changed, David, in the opening stage of the morning. And it gave us perhaps the most exciting, dramatic Sunday we have seen in many, many years.
Many, many years, Colin. It's been an absolutely incredible day. What a day.
What a day. Listen, if you want to know what happened this morning, and we will tell you in a second, press that button there. That'll tell you what happened to Tanak, that basically set off a series, a chain of events that led to us, well, watching the power stage, reaching for our calculators, and then watching the power stage with anticipation, with all sorts of tension and drama, David. Let's talk about that then. Yeah, Tanak went off. Basically, that cost him all the points he'd banked from yesterday. It meant, ultimately, that we went into the power stage with Toyota and a Hyundai on equal points. Whoever won the power stage in terms of points won the Manufacturers' Championship.
And that's the key, you know, all along. Tanak had said, no, not Drivers' Championship, not for me. It's all about the manufacturers. And, you know, the implications of that were enormous. And you can't begin to imagine the emotions that went through that team when that happened, because they were in the box seat.
Totally. It was in there, absolutely. They were in control. They were totally in control of it. You know, it started the weekend, it was either Hyundai's or Toyota's. Toyota could have won it, and it was in their hands. Yesterday evening, it wasn't. It was out of Toyota's hands.
It was out from, as we said, from Friday morning. The minute Ogier and Takassan had their punctures, they were essentially a rearguard action, weren't they? It was very, very difficult for them to get back.
And it was quite astonishing watching them coming through that power stage. It was Andreas Mikkelsen who went into the power stage first. A small mistake from Mikkelsen, and it's harsh because Mikkelsen was leading the Sunday standings, David. It was the most innocuous of mistakes. He just got a little quick into one corner, got caught out under braking, went off fractionally. In some ways, he was lucky to get back on again, but that set the tone then for the others in the stage. It made it difficult for them at that point.
It made it incredibly difficult. You know, it was difficult enough, we know, because they had only two cars and they were fighting against three cars. Yeah. It was tricky, but that you've got to feel for Mikkelsen, you know.
You do.
We keep saying this. Ultimately, this quite possibly is his final day of his professional career. Not the way he would have wanted to end it.
No, he did his bit. He did his bit until that point. It was a real shame. Thierry Neuville, again, in that power stage, did all he could. Remember, he had no concerns about the Drivers' Championship at that point. Didn't matter what he did. It was literally a win it or bin it for Neuville in that stage, and he did set a great time. But you know, we have to have a word for Takamoto Katsuta, because he has been under the most enormous pressure, and I suspect, David, pressure that we weren't aware of this weekend.
He said it, didn't he, at the end of the stage? Potentially he could have been out of a job if he'd bend it here. And when you're driving under that kind of pressure, it's tricky, because the messaging from the team coming into this, we'd spoken to Latvala before, and Jari-Matti had said he can go ahead, try and win. But you know, to imagine that, Taka, go and try and win the event, but don't go off, because if you go off, you might be out of a job.
You might be off out of a job, yeah.
Would it be fair to call this a career-saving drive today?
Yes, I think so.
Really?
Not only today, this weekend.
What can we expect from Takamoto Katsuta in 2025?
I'm not signed yet, so I don't know, but let's see. I try to do my best if I can drive something.
What does that mean?
You will know soon. We have some kind of publishing tomorrow, but I don't know yet. So I think tonight I will hear something.
Fair play to Takamoto Katsuta. He was the first of the Toyotas into the stage, and crucially, he was quicker than Mikkelsen. And at that point, we're thinking, whoa. We then, David, because we were in Hyundai at this point, as Sebastian Ogier went into the stage, we are making our way towards Toyota,
quickly.
And we heard the most unbelievable roar, and it was an absolute roar, wasn't it? Ogier, you know what? The most difficult 4 rallies in a row we have seen from Sebastian Ogier. We've never seen this run of form from him. But this will be so much sweeter for him at the end of this event, having contributed so much to that final result.
You could see he's not really smiled since Thursday night, has he? And then suddenly he took his helmet off at the end of the last stage and the smile was back. And you're exactly right, Cole. he put everything into this. He's put everything in. The fact that he's gone off for the last 3 rallies before that, he's still put the maximum effort in. And, you know, we think it's odd, it's difficult to get your head around. What do you think it's been like for him?
Oh.
You know, an 8-time world champion who suddenly has hit this rocky path.
Which
where
he's never had to deal with,
No,
not even
he's
his
never.
junior days.
No, exactly,
you know?
exactly. So
And-
no, it was super tough, and he delivered. You know, and the moment we got round the corner and got into Toyota, the difference in the atmosphere was remarkable. Hyundai, it was all doom and gloom. Bizarre, the conflict there, total doom and gloom. Round the corner to Toyota, wait!
Yeah! There he is, my favourite friend. My favourite friend.
He doesn't.
Disaster! It's a disaster!
No, it's not a disaster.
disaster!
It's not a disaster. Absolute
Unbelievable.
joy and elation. It was fantastic. It
And
did-
they won the rally.
And they
Oh,
won
sorry.
the and, you know, it did mean that Elvin Evans, you know, Elvin had to win this event because that would have been something for Toyota to take away from what would have been a pretty difficult week, a difficult year. You know, winning your home event would have been very, very, you know, encouraging, if you like. And so it was difficult for him to go and push to the max through that stage. But he didn't have to.
They didn't have to, but it's just bizarre, isn't it? That, you know, we've lived with this point structure all year, and it's fair to say we've struggled to get a head around it. All of these people, I'm pretty sure they do not know the implications of Super Sunday, of the power stage.
No.
What they want
Who
to see
scores
is
watch points when?
they're not interested in that. It's who is coming over that ramp first, and that guy is wearing Toyota overalls, driving a Toyota. That means everything to all of these people in Toyota Stadium.
And you know, we talked about this earlier on, David. You know, manufacturers invest tens, if not hundreds of millions into the WRC to win manufacturer titles. Remember famously, Sebastian Loeb, when he had the first potential chance of taking a driver's title.
Yeah. It
And
was
Citroen
sacrificed.
said to him,
Sorry.
you're not having the driver's title.
Yeah.
You bring that car
Yeah.
home in GB and you deliver the manufacturer's prize.
He sort of made up for it though, didn't he? Just
Well,
a
maybe,
little bit.
maybe that was the fire in the belly that he
For the
needed
next 9
for the next
years.
9 years. Yeah. For Toyota to win the manufacturers in such incredible fashion here in Japan, David, what does that mean?
It was incredible, the emotions, as we touched on, to go into Toyota after being at sort of doom and gloom of Hyundai, to go into Toyota. It was just pure, sheer, unadulterated joy. And then we sort of ventured into the command centre, which was just the hottest and sweatiest place.
Have a look at the
in
video.
world.
There's another one there.
And the noise that came out of there was just mad. It was fantastic.
Many congratulations to absolutely everyone involved in the Toyota program.
Disaster averted, crisis averted.
Crisis
Colin.
averted? No, I think so. You know, they were one muddy corner away from a crisis, is my take on it, which is Ogier Tanak.
We're going to talk a lot more. We're going to argue, debate a lot more on our podcast. So
We are.
tune in to Spin the
We
Rally
really
Pod
are.
on
We
Wednesday.
really are. But let's talk about our champion, about Thierry Neuville, the man who has 5 times been runner-up, the man who has been, you know, one of the top 2-3 drivers in the world for the past decade. You know, but he's come so close, never quite managed it. He did it today. And you know what? He thoroughly deserved it.
Totally. And, you know, has he been the quickest? Has he led the most stages? No, he hasn't this year.
No.
You know, he hasn't. But what he's shown is a dogged determination to never give up and just to keep fighting. Has he shown that in the past? Yeah, probably a little bit. But what he's demonstrated this year, and we will talk about this over and over again in the next 2 months before Monte Carlo, what he's shown is an ability just to manage his season, to keep taking the points, to keep picking himself up. You know, when you look at Safari, you look at Sardinia, all of those times that he really struggled, and he's just kept that season motoring along.
Oh look, he had a plan. He had a plan for the year. He understood the point system. He understood what he had to do this year. He understood that Tanak would win rallies, that Evans would win rallies, that potentially others, you know, coming along, Ogier would win
Callie
rallies,
would.
and Callie would. He understood all that, so he knew what he had to do, you know, to win the title this year. And my goodness me, he stuck to it brilliantly. Many congratulations to Thierry Neuville and to
just
Martin
a nice
Vidal.
guy, you know,
thoroughly nice
both
guy.
of them, nice guys. Talk us through that moment when you actually found out. How did you find out, and what was it like?
I was changing a tire and I got a call from my assistant Florian, who never calls me, never. I didn't think a second that he called me to tell me that we were world champion. But when I took off the phone, I heard the ambience behind, and obviously he just threw the message in, "You are world champion," and I say, okay, and now, and I say, "But you are sure?" Yeah. Oh, it went off. I say, okay. I say, that's not good. Obviously, because for the manufacturer it was a disaster. And then I say, okay, let's stay focused. And I say, Martin, we are world champion. And then we obviously gave a hug.
Yes! Woo! It came like a surprise. And I don't know what to say at the moment, but I think we deserve it.
Yeah, I was quite shocked and surprised at the same time, relieved at the same time. So it was a mix of emotions. Our goal today was, to take these 2 points, but also to take as much as points possible for the manufacturers, because we really wanted to win this one as well. Tomorrow morning, maybe we will realize a little bit more.
I mean, tell us a little bit about this rally as well. It's been one of the most intense. I've been around a little bit longer than you. I can't remember a rally quite as intense, certainly a day like today. How's it been for you?
It reminds me of all the sacrifices I did in my life until now. Also, like the people around me, they realize this, and I think I owe them some good presents now, because I've been away from home a lot. I've been sacrificing everything to perform at this highest level. So I'm very proud of the effort I put into it, and it's a dream that comes true. So I'm a very happy man at the moment.
Let's talk a little bit about M Sport at the end of the year. It is our final review, David. We have to say M Sport have ended on a positive note. They had Munster driving maybe his best tarmac rally. Formeau with another podium, finishing the season as he started the season in a really strong fashion.
Yeah.
A good way for M Sport to finish the year.
Absolutely. It's been, we've talked about Gregoire's kind of improvement through the year, that progressive, the pace that he started to show, and really, truly showed great pace yesterday. A little bit more measured today, and the same for Formeau. Quite a steady time in the power stage. May raise some questions, who knows? As is not to reason why. No.
No, I am not sure. Listen, I'm the arch conspiracy theorist, but I just think it was the podium was there, the final podium for M Sport. He wasn't going to risk that. He absolutely was not going to risk that.
No, I think you're right, exactly right. And yeah, you've got to hand it to them. That M Sport does this thing on a wing and a prayer with very, very, a minuscule budget compared to the rest of these teams. They've done a fantastic job. Yeah. Hats off to them again, and particularly to Formeau. He's gone through the year. He's built himself up, and he's become, a driver that clearly is in demand. He
really has. Another driver who may well be in demand next year. Many congratulations to Sami Päiri and Eni Malkonen. They have secured the WRC2 title here. He's a man, or a young lad, a boy almost, David, with limitless potential. He looks the part, doesn't he? He's done such a good job this year. He really has. Yes, he won the juniors, but he came into this against some really good, seasoned opposition. The likes of Gryazan, the likes of Gus Greensmith, the likes of Solberg. Drivers who have competed in these cars for a long time. He's come in the new Yaris and he's won the title. Great job.
You said it there as well, Colin. He came in with an unknown package.
Yes.
He came in with a new car, and nobody really knew where that car was going to sit. 3-cylinder engine, quite a different car compared to the other Rally 2 machinery.
That was a success for Toyota, wasn't it, this year?
It was a huge success for Toyota. Yeah, good campaign and good result. I do still think that Oliver Solberg, a little bit tough for him.
That's rallying. That's absolutely rallying. A little bit tough for Hyundai.
It's the ridiculous WRC2
We'll talk a lot more about that in our end of year podcast as well. Don't forget to look out for that before Christmas, folks. We celebrate a brand new champion in Thierry Neuville, and we celebrate the absolute joy of the sport with that incredible power stage win for Toyota here in Japan. What I'd like to say, David, and I'm sure you will back me in this, is an enormous thanks to all our Dirtfish Rally friends. Having you along with us all season, reading your comments, seeing you out and about in the stages around the service park, it's been an absolute joy, and it's a privilege for us to do what we do and to deliver to you what you want to see as rally fans.
I couldn't have said it better, Cole. We can't thank you enough. It's been incredible seeing quite a few Dirtfish caps and t-shirts and people that have been to the school and what have you around here. It's incredible. You're part of the family, and we appreciate everything.
2024 has absolutely lived up to all its expectations. Thanks very much for joining us through what has been a wonderful year of rallying. See you all later on.